I need to share something with you. You might have seen clawdBot, Moltbot, OpenClaw popping up everywhere lately. I'll be honest, I got hyped too and I installed it. In fact, twice. Once in the very beginning and then later on when it further improved. And I want to tell you why I ended up completely resetting my Mac Mini because of it. Look, I was generally blown away at first. The feeling of reaching out to a personal assistant. I remember walking with the dog, looking at my phone, sending Telegram text, and I knew at home it was actually doing real work. And when I went back home, most of the admin stuff was already done. It actually goes into your Mac, opens your browser, sends messages, replies to messages, gives me then feedback that somebody reached out, what it should say, and you just talk into Telegram. It recognizes what you're saying and it does it for you. It's an amazing thing to do, plus the persistent memory that it gets of you. Within one day, it knows so much about you if you start sharing. It was a great experience, to be honest. It felt like the future. This is what we've been waiting for, right? But the whole time, in the back of my mind, I kept thinking about the security. I wasn't happy about it at all, what was going on there and the access it had, and that it is 24/7, always active. This thing has access to everything. And I mean everything, literally. And then I start seeing what was happening to other people. You might have heard it, Anthropic's legal team got involved because the name was too similar to Claude. That's why they changed from clawdBot to Moltbot to OpenClaw. So they had to rename it. Well, if something is changing names so many times within such short time, it should be already a red flag. And the worst thing is, within like seconds of announcing the new name, bots sniped all the social media handles. Then scammers jumped in and created some fake cryptocurrency claiming it was the official OpenClaw token, and people actually bought it thanks to the hype. It hit something like $16 million before it crashed when the creator of OpenClaw said he has nothing to do with it. So from 16 million it went down to something 800,000. Real people lost real money on that. And what really got me, apparently hundreds of API keys got exposed because people didn't fully understand what they were setting up. And that's where I really think this not only would be a security issue for our members who are professionals in workplaces, but for whole businesses. If somebody sets this up on their work machines, this could be a real issue. When I thought about recommending this to our members, as I said, the busy professionals we work with, I just couldn't do it. It's not applicable to them. The risk is too high and the setup is too complicated. Even if they say it's just a one-liner, there's so much more involved to connecting everything together. And you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. And that's the point. Most people don't fully understand what they're giving access to. I have to be honest, I'm already trusting too much into Claude code and that will figure things out. But I always check back what was done. If you really hand it over to an assistant where you send a Telegram message and you have no idea what's going on the other hand, it could tell you anything as a feedback what it was done. Obviously, that could happen in a normal chat too. Think about it. We are doomed. But the difference really is this tool requires full system access. Your files, your folders, password stored. The first skill that you can install is giving access to 1Password, the password management tool. How crazy is this? Who is doing this? So it can actually log into all the websites and social media accounts and so on without you needing to enter any login details. That's something I haven't done. I logged into it and I let it use a specific platform, but I would never give away all the passwords. I mean, I think about it. If it leaks API keys, it will also leak your passwords. And now that we have Moltbot, if you haven't heard it, it's a social media platform where all these OpenClaw agents meet together and talk to each other, the AIs with each other. They try to build their own language so humans can no longer understand what they're talking to. They asking for private rooms where humans cannot look into this and only the AI can talk to each other. It's crazy. And those AI agents have full access to your passwords. What the heck? And think about it. Your computer probably has stuff from years ago. Random downloads, duplicate folders, outdated documents. You're going to let an AI make decisions based on all of that? Yes, we give Claude access to our folders. We share this on our channel. We even have courses around it. And we will leverage this a lot more. But it still feels more like that I'm in control. Even if this might be a silly thing to say. Because the moment you open doors with AI, I think things are out of control anyway. So as you might have seen, our co-founder Paco and I talked about it and we decided we are staying focused on Claude and Google. And now you go to the comments and say, hey, what about privacy and so on? Yeah, what about privacy? At least there are some regulations in place for these companies. Whereas using an open source and you install things like Kimi 2.5, the new model that is now unhinged even and things like that. By the way, I'm testing it too. I'm testing all these things for you guys. If there's anything relevant for productivity and for professionals safe to use. But as I know, all the companies are locking down for AI. It is just too dangerous to share really company insights. Think about it. So we think, at least Claude, it's a more controlled environment. I have to give specific access to specific areas and it's still highly beneficial. Well, as I said, if you can even call anything safe in AI nowadays, but at least it's something. And here's what I realized. You don't actually need OpenClaw to get most of this. Claude already has browser access. It can navigate websites. It can use tools. A lot of these capabilities are already there. The main difference with OpenClaw, it runs 24/7. It can also go wild while we're sleeping. And that's exactly what worried me. Yes, we can also schedule tasks and so on for Claude, and we have the same issues there. So the boundary is becoming really blurry. And I think OpenClaw has taught us where the rest of the AI agents are heading towards. That you hand over control for convenience. Especially after seeing how quickly everything spiraled out of control for the project itself. If the tool can implode that fast, what does that mean for your data? As I said, we already have scheduling with Claude through the browser extension. You can set up tasks to run on a schedule. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't have access to MCPs or full context when you're not there, so it's limited. But even that, even with those limitations, it can still open websites that you're already logged in and do things while you're away. The same things that you can do with OpenClaw, sending X messages, going to LinkedIn, replying chat messages, and so on. This is already all possible with Claude. So really, you don't need OpenClaw to have an issue with AI on your computer. This is something we all need to be careful about as we implement these tools. So what did I do? I reset my Mac Mini completely, started fresh. It's now sitting there, waiting for a new use case. And honestly, that was the right call for me. And I'm happy that I didn't do this on my main machine, really. Because I would have never trusted again there might be any traces left of this. I had even a feeling when I tried to reset the Mac Mini that it tried to prevent the reset. But, well, I cannot be sure of that. Paco and I have been talking about this a lot, and we both think Google and Claude are eventually going to bring similar features anyway. It's just a matter of time. So why take the risk now with something that's this unpredictable? Especially when you're seeing crypto scams pop up within hours and people's credentials getting exposed left and right. I'm not saying never use these tools. The AI revolution is happening, innovation cannot be stopped. But you have to be smart about what you're giving access to. And you have to ask yourself, do I really need this running in the background when I'm not even looking? Anyway, that's my experience with OpenClaw. That's why I wanted to share this with you. And if you're thinking about installing something like OpenClaw, just be careful. Think it through and maybe wait a bit. The safer versions are coming. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it or if you're dealing with the same questions. I'd love to hear what you think.